Okay, please tell me about you and the presentation to the magazine and the public, your person and your work.
Okay, yeah. Hello, my name is Juan Riedinger, and I'm born in Canada. My mother's Peruvian, my father's German, and I've been an actor for many years, I think 17, 18 years, and I'm a filmmaker as well. And I had a short film screened at Visionecorte about 3, 4 years ago, and I've stayed in touch with the festival, and they've had me jury for their international shorts, and so that's what brought me out here. And yeah, myself, I've been acting, mostly acting, but I've also directed about a dozen short films, and now I'm in the process of trying to make my first feature film.
Okay, you are in Italy in Visionecorte Film Festival, and is it the first time you are also in jury? And about this experience.
Yes. No, it's not my first time being a jury member for this festival. I've been a jury member. Is it 3 years now? Three, yeah. This is my third year, but this is my first time being able to be here in person. And and I've been to Italy many times for other reasons because I really love this country and Europe in general. Any excuse that I can have to come here, I'll take it because I really enjoy being here.
Okay, how to start your career as an actor and which are is the difficult, the motion?
Hmm. I started. I was studying biology and English in university in my 20s, and I didn't know. I didn't have any idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I took a class by accident. I took an acting class, and I fell in love with it. And that summer, I drove to Los Angeles in my car, and I was sleeping in my car, and I was trying to audition for anything that I could. And for me, I didn't go to film school. For me, my experience, my school was actually just trying to get on as many sets as possible. And so that's kind of how I've structured my career. And it took some time, but eventually I started getting in more bigger productions and building a name for myself and a career for myself. And your second question was about the
Is it
challenges,
difficult
the
and the
difficulties.
motion?
Yeah, I mean it's a very scary career to undertake because there's not necessarily stability.
Yeah,
You don't know
understand.
when the next job is coming. You it's a bit of a gamble. You have to gamble a little bit, but you have to trust and really work hard. And there have definitely been challenges along the way. Some years you work a lot, and some years you don't work at all. And I think the trick is to try to just stay positive, and
Yeah.
once one job is finished, you try to forget about it and move on to the next job, and eventually more will come.
Okay, do you have a preferred actor or do you have a mentor inspire you and your work?
Um, do I have a mentor? I don't know if I necessarily have a mentor. But I have a lot of actors that I admire. That's tricky. Who? I mean, somebody like Joaquin Phoenix. I love his work. For me, what I try to do, what I value in my work, is getting to play many different roles that are where almost you don't recognize me from one role to the next. And I consider myself a character actor, and so those are the kinds of actors that I look up to.
So, when you meet the public, the
Hmm.
fan, what is your emotion on the red carpet or public for to present your work? How the contact with the public and the fan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't consider myself a star or anything like that. I think, and most of the time, I'm not recognized when I walk down the street. Once in a while, somebody might recognize me from something, but I mean, I really appreciate when people appreciate my work, but yeah, I try to. I think that's pretty much as far as it goes is an appreciation, but it's not something that I'm not necessarily fighting off fans every day.
Okay, your next project.
Yes.
You made you make a movie as director.
Yes.
Oh, can I speak?
Yeah. So as a director, I've directed about a dozen short films. I think I
Okay.
mentioned, and eventually I told myself I want to make a feature film, and so I found us. And it's not necessarily a film that I write myself because
Okay.
in my directing work, I really enjoy directing other people's
Okay.
screenplays, and it took me many, many, many years to find a script that I fell in love with, and I finally found one. And so I decided that that was the one that will be my first feature as director. It's called With the Wolves, and we've been trying to we've been in development for many years, trying to get the financing together for
Yes.
that project, and eventually it will happen. I know for sure this will happen. I just don't know when. It could be next year, could be 3 years, 5 years. I don't know, but eventually I plan to make this film, and it deals with um, gangs and the drug
Oh,
trade
okay.
in Canada, which is something
Canada.
that a lot of people have not seen in cinema, and it's based on a true story. And um, and I feel for my first feature, for some reason, the subject matter, the criminal subject matter, is
Right.
something that speaks to me. I've played a lot of criminals in film and television. I've directed some films about criminals, crime dramas, and so I felt like a crime drama made the most sense for to be my first project as a director, and that's what that project is.
So, do you prefer to work as an actor or as a
Mm,
director?
that's pl- Please don't make me answer that because I do love both, and I don't mix them. I don't act in my own projects. I keep it separate. I think I will forever be an actor as long as the work is there, but I also love being a storyteller, and so they're different, and I really value both.
So, when you think a character of your story and you think an actor or actress for to play this role, what what is um, inspiration for to take this actor or another actor?
Mm.
What?
Yeah. Well, so far for almost all of my films, I've cast people, actors that I know personally because where I'm from in Vancouver,
Okay.
in Canada, there's a very deep pool of actors. There are many, many, many actors and very, very talented actors. So in some ways, it's easy for me to when I see a role on paper, I
Okay.
just think, you know what, that person would be fantastic for that role. And I rarely audition people. I don't usually have auditions. I usually just offer people parts in the movie when I can feel in my heart that they're the right person
Okay.
for that role.
Do you travel often? You, which is the place, the city, the country that you prefer?
I do travel as much as I can. It's been more difficult in the last few years because of
Yeah,
COVID,
for
but
yeah,
that slowed
understand.
that slowed things down. But I mean, I actually really do love Italy, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here now. I've had I always have a fantastic time. The Italian people, the Italian food.
Yeah,
Um,
dress,
Sorry,
dress style.
yes, the style, and yeah, I really want to spend more time in Italy whenever I can. Europe in general, I just really love Europe. My wife and I, we always talk about one day maybe we will retire here in Europe. I don't know exactly which country. Maybe Italy, maybe Spain. I also really love Spain. I was just there visiting my cousin before I came here. We did a road trip through Spain right before COVID happened. Oh, sorry, through Europe right before COVID happened, and we went to Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain, France, and through 5 countries in a month driving. And
Okay.
yeah, I would say Europe is one of my
So
favorite
for
places
to
to be.
close this interview, is a
Yes.
message. It's a message for the public. Is a message. It's your message. What do you tell?
Message. Okay, well, I guess my message is, I mean, life can be very challenging sometimes, especially these days. I feel like we're kind of in a darker time in human history. But even when we're before all of this craziness happened, I think life is like this, right?
Yeah.
And I think the trick is, yeah, just finding balance in your life and finding a few different things that make you happy, and I think ultimately if you can find that balance, then you're going to thrive in many different areas in your life, and you just have to stick it out when the times are tough and try to stay positive.
Okay. The message of the